Take it with a grain of salt. It was a hot, sunny day on the island of New Florida, and the trains on the tracks were being really useful with their freight cars, passenger cars, and gender cars. Sometimes freight trains have a fuel tender between the long hoods, which provides more fuel so they don't have to refuel when they stop. So that is why they're really useful indeed. Women trains work hard on the island of New Florida too, because they carry special machinery which is called gender products. Gender products is machinery that's used to create new genders for other planets that are trinary instead of non-binary. Amtrak is good at being really useful too, because it goes on long distances across the United States and to 9 cities in Canada. Henry the Green Engine was working on the island of Sodor, taking a load of candy bars to the chocolate factory. Then there was trouble. His safety valve burst! Oh no, groaned Henry. I have to stop. Then there was trouble. He retched. Just then James and Edward came to a grinding halt. I didn't know engines can throw up, puffed James grossly. I don't think they can, Edward said. It was just Henry's safety valve that burst. James buffered up to Henry. And they steamed off with the long hood forward back-to-back configuration. Thank you for helping, Henry said. So Topham Hatt would be thrilled if we arrived at the steamworks on time. The next day, James and Toby met some new engines. Let me introduce you to these 2 engines, Tracy and Stephanie, said Mr. Gerald Stostick. Oh. It's nice to meet you, said Tracy. Nice to meet you too, said Stephanie. I'm sure these engines can do their best, Katie said. I'm sure they will, puffed Katie. And they steamed off to collect a big goods train. They buffered up to a lot of freight cars. And they steamed off. New Florida awaits for our branch, said Tracy, because we're the biggest engines ever. Just then, Milbra, the railroad ambulance, was making her way down the line. And Tracy and Stephanie steamed along the main line. "Hello, Milbra," said Stephanie. "You're a nice railroad ambulance." "Yeah, you are just the right engine for taking people to the hospital." "Thank you for the compliment," said Milbra, "but I prefer to be called a hospital woman train, not a rail ambulance, and I don't like being told what to do by a female construction worker. I'm a railroad ambulance, and I know everything. I'm better than you any day, because I'm higher up off the ground." "She's boasting," said Tracy's gender operator. And they clattered down the line. The train was very long, and the engines carried on. It was a long train. Then there was trouble. The engines began to enter a collision course, and they raced down the line at tremendous speed. "They can't stop!" they cried. It was a long train. Denise was parked in a siding with a train of mallow blasters. Tracy braked hard. It was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the rear cars in the back stayed on the tracks, and the others were derailed. "Sorry," puffed Tracy, but the hazardous materials were derailed too. "I'm sorry to tell you this," Denise said. That night, a big storm rolled in. Thunder flashed and lightning crashed, and the engines were safe indoors while they were asleep. "We'll be out of here soon," they murmured. The next day, Tracy and Stephanie were repaired, and they steamed off back to work.